And I'm back. So, before I play the final boss of this game and this playthrough, I'm going to be looking for the last two dragon totems, and that should be it. That should be the last thing I have to do, because I've already bought all of the weapons from Kamo Shop. So, after getting Elko's totem weapon, everyone should have all the weapons available within the game. Also, if you do notice this anyways, I haven't been doing a whole lot of enchanting with the other party members' equipment besides Tal. Tal is the only playable character that I carry the most when it comes to enchanting his gear, because he's going to be the only one that fights the final boss. So, kind of pointless to spend all that money, grind all that money in the first place, then spend all that money on enchantments for characters that aren't going to even need them. Anyways. But now that I have all four party members again, I should be able to get the last two totems.
Hope these things work. They're still prototypes.
Still worth collecting consumable items, but out of habit, you'll see me collecting all the drops from the enemies. But again, no, I won't be needing them anymore. I need to make it to the portal. Oh, and make my way back to Lumina. Because if I remember correctly, I know for a fact that I've got the dragon totem from the Temple of Mo, and the other one should have been from above the elevator in Transcentia. But apparently there's one that's on the path to Transcentia, and there's one more I didn't read through. In my opinion, this game could have had a few more portals to make fast traveling a little more, what's the word, efficient. Yeah, so we gotta go back here. Despite all the portals that exist in the game, there's still quite a lot of backtracking you have to do. If, of course, you're playing a game like I am, where you're just learning where everything is, how to do things, like the side quests. Let me go ahead and save. I think allergies are kicking up, so I'm gonna have to start taking my allergy medication. Let's see, Transcentia should be... That's the way to Jidani Mo, so should be over this way.
Okay, time out.
It's cool that once you unlock Elko's Shadow Armor, Spirit Armor, whatever it's called, and unlock his Spirit Strikes, the game does allow the player to at least play with it. Allow the player to use Elko Spirit Strikes if they want to anyways. So that's what I'll be doing. I won't have a reason to switch to any other characters just to do that anymore. Let me check. Yeah, he's got both of them. It's been time, yeah. It's too bad we never actually get to meet this character that this location's named after. But from what the guy...
Despite your title, princess, you're not as meek as many human women.
Well, I guess I am learning from you, Buki, but I'm no Shidani warrior yet.
Yeah, apparently they just say that over and over again. Oh, right,
Hope these things work. They're still prototypes.
So the copper fields should be where one of the chests is located, or sorry, totems. Didn't I already get one from here though? I could have sworn I did. Let's find out. Maybe I never got the one at Transcentia then. I could have sworn I... Oh, whoops. I could have sworn I got it from here. Let me just check on the bottom and make sure there's nothing here. So if I remember correctly, with Buki, there's a cat totem here, but with Elko, there's a dragon totem. Or no, there's an orb, right? Yeah, there's an orb of some stat. This door should already be open. Yeah. Yeah, and I already got this chest. There's nothing over here anymore. So yeah, I already got this one. Alright, let's go into Transcentia then, and see if I got the one at the elevator. And again, I got the one with Buki, but just to be sure. Yeah, 'cause I had to push that button down anyways. Yeah, yeah, I opened this chest too. So, got everything that's here, which means I must have not gotten the one at Transcentia then. By the way, I want to thank everyone that's checking out the Saturday SmackDown streams. Been getting consistent views, and it might just be the same people that continue to watch them, but nevertheless, so thank you for checking them out, because I don't know, I really didn't like my performance in that one. Not in the game, but just the way I was talking overall. I wasn't kidding when I said that my hands were shaking and I was going through all the stress and anxiety just from playing the game. But anyways, because now we're at Rivet Point. I know it's not here.
Hope these things work. They're still prototypes.
If I was smart, I would continue doing mind game content. And maybe make a career after that, but for now though, I like the way I do things with my channels. But yeah, if you want to see more of those kinds of streams, or if you want to see those streams more frequently, just let me know. I got Twitter, I got YouTube. Yeah, I obviously got Twitch, so just give me a shout out. And I'll see if I can do it a little more frequently. Because I wouldn't mind doing so. Man, I do play the game off stream.
Okay, time out.
Nothing in here. Alright, going into Transcentia.
Hop aboard. It would be...
I do eventually want to play other fighting games like Skullgirls. I do want to get back to Skullgirls, especially since Lab Zero released some new characters. Annie of the Stars, Umbrella, I think her name is, and I think there was another character, but I can't remember right now. Comparing my gaming streams, even just, you know, my casual playthroughs of games like Sudeki, comparing that to the drawing streams, I think it's best if I just don't do those anymore. That's not to say that I won't draw anymore, but I don't think anyone just wants to go to Twitch to watch some dude draw something, unless it's like something specific. But otherwise, no, it's not fun for me, and I personally don't rewatch my drawing streams unless it's just a check. Make sure something's working properly. Oh no, am I stuck? Okay, cool. Anyway, there's supposed to be a chest up here. Above the elevator. Really? I didn't make it. The thing is, though, a lot of the music and arts streamers that I come upon on Twitch anyways and Ricardo don't normally make that kind of content in every one of their streams. They usually do some gaming as well on top of that. And for some streams, they just straight up don't even bother making that kind of content. They just do gaming streams. So I think it's just the way. I think that kind of content in general is just not very interesting for most people to watch. Near called the Copper Fields. Again, I'm pretty sure I got that one. Above the platform at the landing station in Transantia. This is during the elevator quest. Fight the robots at the bottom of the mine. After destroying Crane to get a hard circuit, return it to female bot. Oh, right. I gotta talk to her. Okay. Talk to her, and then it must be a different platform it's talking about. Oops. It's above the landing platform. Gotta be talking about this one, right? If that's the case, I might have to move around a bit more. No, there's a chest up there. I see it. Yeah, it's this one here. It has to be the one it's talking about. Let me check to make sure there's nothing else here. I know I definitely got the one at Temple of Mo, so I definitely don't have to go all the way back there. Oh, there's nothing there. Okay, let's go to, what's her name then? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got 3 dragon totems instead of 2. And I just need one more. Is it this chick?
Greetings. My name is Heart, and I am programmed to welcome you. I wish I could welcome you with more feeling, but unfortunately my heart is just not in it. Hey, that's a fast calculation. I am an experimental model. I have my own special heart circuit that reproduces human-style emotions when it is correctly fitted, but I'm afraid to say that I have given my heart away following an illogical and irrational moment with a robot guard in the Transcendine Research Center mines. I don't suppose you would get my heart circuit back for me. I just can't face the droid that loves me anymore.
So there was a side quest. Okay.
I had a more numeric serial number, but most humans prefer a name to a number string.
Okay, so there was a quest, side quest I never completed then. Which means you gotta go back to that location. And it's at the bottom of the mines.
Greetings.
Whoops.
I am...
Oh no, never mind. I have to talk to her. Yeah.
Going up.
Yeah, so judging by all the other locations I've been to, this should be the last one. And if not, it's gotta be the one at the Copperfields route to Transcentia.
Okay, time out.
Oops. Let's see, I think it was a red door I had to go through. Already go to the bottom.
Hope these things work. They're still prototypes.
It's actually worth taking down that small little robot that heals the others. Just because I do so much damage now that I could take it down quickly despite having a lot of health. Despite that enemy anyways having a lot of health. That way you can just quickly kill the other enemies. Yeah, this is where the elevator is. Just have to go all the way down to the bottom where the mines are. Let me just use this one. Okay, never mind. I have to go to level 3. Yeah. this is weird.
Hope these things work. They're still prototypes.
Supposed to be right here, right? It's at the bottom of the mines. Hold on, let me look at the guide. Fight the robot to the bottom of the mine after destroying Corinne to get a heart circuit, return it to the female bot. Maybe I did pick it up, man. I just didn't realize it. Hold on. I did, okay. I guess while I'm here, I might as well level up the others. Level 21. Man, she is way behind everyone else. So is Ailish. Well, at this point, she's just a bot. She's not really useful anymore because there's no reason to play as her now. Might as well just give her more health so she doesn't keep getting one-shotted. Yeah. Man, Tal's got a lot. I don't remember him having this many, but alright. Let's see. More damage. Well, that's the thing. Since I'm going to be fighting the boss, that means the only thing that matters is power. So, but at the same time, though, I can spam Iron Warrior over again. By 70%. I thought it was 50%. No wonder that's so good. The higher his essence, the longer this skill strike lasts. Actually, if that's the case, I might as well, because his SP is already really high, and this is pretty cheap to spam. Alright then, let's go back. Wait. And Tal level up again. Oh, wait, hold on. He can. I guess there is no level cap. Or maybe the level cap is 30.
Hope these things work. They're still prototypes. Hope these things work. They're still prototypes.
Seriously?
Greetings.
Yeah, level 2. Oh, right. Oops. I could have sworn she wasn't there
Brought
before.
my heart back to me. Wow. These are such powerful emotions that I am emulating. I don't know what to say. Take this as a reward. Greetings.
This is the way to Camo Shop, if I remember correctly. Nope, never mind. There is a chest here. I guess I should say it again.
Welcome to It would be out.
Yeah, there's no totem shrines in Zentia. So we have to go back anyways.
Smoke on this.
I really want to invest more in SP because it's getting annoying to have to constantly chug down potions just to keep my SP meter full. There we go. Okay, so I did collect 3. Nice. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna have to get this cat more food. Plasma launcher. I'll check it out soon. Alright, give me a second. This little thing wants more food. back. Okay, I just needed more food, that's it. But that's it, that should be the last side quest, and that should be the last thing to collect in general. So, I think now I can fight the last boss battle. But let me try out the weapon though. I want to at least know what it's capable of doing, like I did with Ailish. So it looks a lot like his Ion Fluxinator. But I'm not sure, it might just be a better version of that weapon. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Let's see, I'll go back that way or this way. Yeah, let's go back this way. He even has the same projectile as Ailish's weapon. Yeah, so it's just a better version of this pea shooter. It still kind of sucks because even though you can spam it, it only hits one enemy at a time. It doesn't work like the other weapons where it's got an explosive radius. Or, I mean, it doesn't have splash damage. It doesn't have pierce through enemies, and on top of that, it doesn't really do anything else besides deal damage. So, no life leech, no SP leech, no nothing. I mean, I'm sure if you enchant it, it might, like, do about as much damage as, or have as much DPS as some of the other weapons, but the Ion Fluxinator, or laser weapons in general, are just way too useful.
Okay, time out.
In theory, I could just continue grinding out until I eventually do hit a level cap, but there's just no point. The final boss is not that difficult to beat once you figure out their attacks, how to defend against their attacks. And that's about it, really. Alright, let's save, go through the portal system again, and just... Oh, okay, surprisingly no fight. That's it, really, right? Check the quest log. Yeah, that's it. Feels kind of weird, really, to think that I've done everything. Because after this playthrough, there's no real reason to play this game ever again. It's not like there's different builds and different like weapons to main and all that like in many other RPGs. No, it's a simple game, simple RPG. I mean, the only thing left to do, really, or that I could do, is just reach the level cap, whatever that may be, but I'm not about to waste time doing that when there's no point. Go ahead and switch a towel. And I'll sleep at the end to make sure I got full health and SP. Most other RPGs I play, there's always a reason to replay the game through new builds, new content I've never got to play, etc. But not this one. Spooky leveled up as well. Might as well. I mean, why not? I'll go with the snipes. The inn should be not there. Yeah, it should be here.
Ah, it is lucky you come today. Indeed, and you will be made most welcome and comfortable. Bon.
Since we have some cash, I guess I could
work done?
place that last enchantment on
Mellow the fire up a little then.
Tal's armor. Combat regen. At the start of combat, the player character is blessed with combat regenerations. I mean, that's not terrible, but still. And when I say that, I mean, this sounds good on paper, but the problem is that it doesn't give the exact amount of health that gets healed over time. For all I know, it could be like 1% max health or 1% missing health. I don't know. Boost wear at the start of the combat, which doubles the damage the wearer inflicts on enemies through standard attacks. That is actually pretty useful because I would not need Elko's nano enhancement in order to have the double damage effect. So yes. We're fighting them against all attacks and cutting the damage they suffer by half. That's not really necessary to have since I have Tal's Iron Warrior spell. But this is definitely a must. Let's see. I've already... Yeah, so we're good with that. Alright, cool. You know what?
You want some?
The thing is though, Haigu's
I'll bet.
fight won't really rely on this stuff. As far as I remember, he doesn't place debuffs on the player. So I guess I could just get that other stuff then. I have enough cash to do it, so I don't see why not. I don't know if it'll stack with, what's his name's? With the Iron Warrior, but... I mean, it'd be interesting to see what kind of effect it'll have. The thing is, though, the game's not so difficult to the point where you have to have all those enchantments anyways. But it is nice to have. Okay, I'm ready. I don't see any reason to spend the next stream fighting this boss, especially if, like, Alco's boss battle, this might just take only a few minutes.
I believe you were all brought together by Tetsu himself. Alexine is the daughter of a powerful lord, but she insisted on staying in the capital to help me, rather than fleeing with most of the other aristocrats. I believe you were all... Cozell and his troops are among the last soldiers that remain loyal. I believe you were all Nico was a tracker for the army once. Her acrobatic skills and fearsome fighting style are well hidden behind her cheerful disposition. I believe you... Kozel and his troops are among the... I believe... Kozel and his... I believe... Alexei... I believe... Nico was a... I believe... Capu was a painter once, but since the light has faded, he has lost all of his artistic drive.
Alright, that's all I want to know. Let me just save once more. I don't know why, but I just make this a habit of just saving as frequently as possible before something like this happens. Alright, let's get to it.
I believe...
Where am I? We are in the realm of shadows.
The Shadow Nexus is the gateway to the Void. Tetsu will open the path into the Void for us. There we will merge.
Let's go.
To begin the ceremony, we must give praise and thanks to Tetsu.
I praise Tetsu, Elko.
I praise Tetsu?
With conviction, man. You're talking directly to God. I praise you, Lord Tetsu. I praise you, Tetsu.
I give thanks to Tetsu the Unifier. Praise unto him, Tetsu, guardian of Sudeki.
Praise to Tetsu.
Praise to, Tetsu?
Tetsu, the bringer of unity. Call out my name as Haigu draws his last breath, and Sudeki shall be reborn. Now is the second age of unity. Your destiny awaits. Join with your shadows.
Buki?
I am whole at last. Nico, you will forever be in my reflection.
Elko, your arm.
What? Don't look. Talos, what have you done?
The prophecy will not come to pass. I am the living embodiment of Haigu. You are but slaves to the light. This marks the beginning of the eternal night.
Then we are too late.
I call upon the powers of separation to destroy the lines of Karistan, Olivites, Libius, and Mo, now and forever! You have grown powerful together, but we will not be thwarted. I have the dark powers of Haigu pulsing through my veins. Which one of you is the conduit of Tetsu? Ours is an old score to settle.
Tal, don't die.
I'll try not to.
Gazelle was my brother, and now he is part of you. Have you the heart to kill your own flesh and blood?
You don't understand what it means to have a brother.
Oh, but I do. I know that your brother cried out your name when I slit his throat.
Who will cry out your name, Talos?
I weep for no one, and no one weeps for me. Feel my wrath! You can't resist my power!
You're invincible while you're dodge rolling like this.
You will die
And that's the only way to defend against that spell. Where he slows down time like that. not even be able to show off all of his moves. Because he has a lot more than this. But because I'm doing so much damage to him... Ow. They're barely doing any damage to me. But yeah, because I'm beating him so quickly, because of all the damage I'm dealing, I might not be able to see all the spells he throws at you, at the player.
You can't resist my power!
But yeah, it's this simple, really. You just block his combo strings, and then hit him afterwards. This is where he just deals so much damage that you're left with 1 health. Yeah, you can't avoid that. There we go. It's so cheap, but it's easy to avoid. I was just getting impatient. Alright, I'll be a little more patient with that last bit. Alright, let's get to it.
Feel my wrath!
Really?
You will die here, my friend!
Might be able to see the other spells. If he throws them at me anyways. He deals so little damage though to me. But, and on top of that, I have so much health that I can honestly just tank these hits.
Feel my wrath!
There we go, I'm getting another spell. He'll throw at you. Yeah, the spells. Yeah, get rid of that. There we go. Cool. not worried about getting really low health because, as you've seen, he'll just hit you once and bring your health down to 1 anyways. You nearly got me with that one.
Give in to Haigu!
I think what I'll do is
resist my power.
I'll dodge roll and then heal. You gotta be kidding me. Just need a little health. This is the real one. Yep.
Now you die.
In fact, I may be able to just do one more blade dance and finish him off. Let me just heal up. There we go. Let me just disrespect him. Let me see if this works. I'm completely invincible while doing this, so... yeah. Oh yeah. Nice.
You can't keep us apart anymore. I praise you, Tetsu!
And so the fable fell into the past. Sudeki was born bright at last. When truth is sought, the truth will out, and brightness cast the darkness out. Know thyself with all your faults, and all before you will see you as you truly are.
And that's it. Yeah, kind of. It's a really bad way to end the game with just that short cutscene that just. It's the same cutscene that was playing at the very beginning of the game, too. But if you understood the development behind this game, you'll understand why the game ends that way. But there is a video on YouTube showing how the developers wanted the final cutscene to play. How it's supposed to look like. If you want to check that out anyways. But yeah. That's it. You defeat Haigu and the game ends immediately afterwards. I just find it funny that I dunked him. That's it, just dunked him and like final move to finish him off. And that's it. There's no post-game content, no DLC, nothing like that. The game just ends. Pretty much the way a lot of games used to be developed back then. But, it's great, you know, this game is pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got some, what's the word for it? Not ancient, but what's the other word? I can't remember right now. But there's a word for it. It's got some clunky gameplay here and there, but otherwise so. If you play as Elko or Ailish, it's not a big deal, especially if you play it with mouse and keyboard. It just turns into an FPS most of the time. And even when you're playing as Tal or Buki, so long as you put enough points into their maximum health, that's pretty much all you really need. But the game's pretty simple, it's pretty easy if you're just used to playing RPGs anyways. Of course, there's a lot more side content than I thought there was, but most of it unfortunately revolves around just collecting X number of items, and usually it's through combat, which means you have to kill Y number of enemies just to get X number of items. In fact, pretty much most of the side quests revolved around collecting 21 of some item. But there were some fun ones here and there, like the one where you had to bring each bell at Shidanimo, that little time trial, race, whatever you want to call it. That was fun. If a little annoying that you have to actually memorize the map, right, the local area in order to find all the bells, and then make your way back to the little dude that gives the quest out in the first place. But despite that though, yeah, that was fun. And there are a few other examples of quests like that, but most of them unfortunately just revolves around, hey, go to X place, kill Y number of enemies, and collect Z number of items. And although it's not hard most of the time, it's just tedious. I digress. Yeah, what else? Exploration, right? There's a lot of paths you can take that the player doesn't even have to go anywhere near, but usually gets rewarded for doing so. It's weird because the Fable games do the same thing. Even though Sudeki is mostly a linear game, it does reward the player to go down a few branch paths that you don't have to go down to. And usually the reward is either some sort of consumable that's really good, a temporary buff for the map, or an actual good item like a weapon or some sort of or a totem, really. But yeah, the gameplay is pretty simple. You have spells to, have some sort of variety with the combat, but it just boils down to hit the enemy over and over again until they're dead. Especially with nano enhancement existing in the game, and depending on whether or not you play Spooky or Tau, Gaze of the Wind and Iron Warrior are also really useful for that, and it only reinforces the style of combat where you just hit things over and over until they're dead. The other spells are not necessarily bad, but it does suck that you have to invest points into Essence in order to make them worth using later as the game progresses and you fight tougher enemies. Some enemy types are also just really annoying in general. For example, all the enemies that regenerate health over time are irritating because, especially those robots and Transentia, when you're on your way to fight Kren, they will enter this animation where they're completely invincible to attacks, any attack, and they'll heal themselves for an absurd amount, usually 1,000 health, and they can spam that over and over again. I've had that happen a few times where in a fight they would just spam that healing animation over and over again, and eventually I was able to take them down, but not before they stopped doing that. But otherwise, I mean, the combat's not difficult. The combat can be tedious if you decide to do what I did and do all the side content. But otherwise, if you just play the game for only the main quests, then it's actually pretty fun for the most part. You do run into the situation where if you play the game one or at least twice, you'll figure out the most optimal way of going through the fights, and therefore it can get boring because you know that if you don't do the combat in the most optimal way, it'll only just take longer. You don't really get anything reward for doing something differently like that. But yeah, I mean, for a B-rated game from a development team that mostly just does nothing but licensed games back in the day, it's a pretty solid project. The story is incredibly simple, but then again though, this was during the time in which video games didn't really have a focus on writing like we do nowadays. It wasn't until around 2010 that's when the writing in video game stories became a lot better and taken more seriously. But I mean, that was also during a time when gameplay took a back seat and Therefore, the games weren't really made to be fun. They were made to be interesting, like a movie. And I remember there were a lot of debates back then whether or not it was getting to the point where video games as a medium was slowly just turning into interactable movies. But I digress. Thankfully, this game is not anywhere near like that. But, yeah, I mean, as far as I know, there's not really any mods or mod support for that matter, which this game would definitely could use. Not because there's anything to fix, but more so, if there's a way to make more content, I personally would do that. You know, just give people a reason to continue playing or play the game again. Anyways, I gotta wonder though, does it show like a 100% rating? No, it doesn't. It doesn't show a completion rate, but it does show, yeah, the amount of time played. Apparently, got around 19 hours of gameplay. I'll count back the actual amount of footage I've got to determine that, because a good chunk of that was just spent backtracking, but nevertheless though, even then I might shave off 2 or 3 hours. So you're still getting about 15 hours worth of content from this game. For an RPG nowadays, that's not saying a whole lot, but you gotta keep in mind that this was like a really small project that was published by Microsoft back then. It had the backing from Microsoft, but Microsoft just didn't believe in this title as much as they should have. They did the same thing with the Blinks the Time Sweeper series, which is why we never got a third game in that series. But Blinks the cat could have been Microsoft's mascot. I mean, not just him. Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day could have also been Microsoft's 3D platformer mascot as well. But for some reason, Microsoft just didn't have enough faith in 3D platformers back then. I'm sure they've changed their minds about it now, especially since it was around 2015. It was around 2015 when, for PC players anyways, there were a lot of 3D platformers for PC developed and released. There was Hat in Time. There was the Jester 2 sequel. There is also a few others I can't remember right now. Well, when I say a few, there's a lot more now. But anyways, yeah. There's really no reason to continue this stream. So, I'm gonna end it soon. But, a Haigu boss battle is irritating when you don't know how to fight or defend against his attacks, but I mean, pretty much once you memorize his attack strings, you can just immediately attack him afterwards. His spells are really what's the most annoying part of the game. I mean, that boss battle. Not so much the time slowing down spell, because all you have to do is just continue spamming dodge roll and you'll just phase through all of his dashing attacks. But more so that skull, when he summons those 3 skulls, not only do you have to avoid getting hit by those skulls, but also he buffs himself up in 4 different ways, as I've already shown. He regenerates health, doubles his damage, doubles his speed, and takes reduced damage, which is really annoying, but thankfully it didn't matter. You can use spells to fight him, but I don't normally like doing that just because it probably takes a lot longer to watch through all those spell animations than to just whack them with the sword. Anyways, if you like what you see and want to try this game out, I would also recommend playing Jade Empire, because Jade Empire is similar to Sudeki, but thankfully has more role-playing elements where you got a morality system. You can have different speech options, so when talking to characters, so you can persuade them to do stuff for you or intimidate them to giving you more cash and stuff like that. There's a lot more going on with Jade Empire than this game, but as I said though, this game compared to Jade Empire was an indie game, and Jade Empire was more of a AAA title. When I'm comparing the two, of course, Jade Empire even back then was also a B-rated game, not B-rated, but it definitely wasn't AAA. It was developed by BioWare, but BioWare wasn't really known for anything besides the Star Wars RPGs during the 2000s and Neverwinter. But they did get Jade Empire published by EA, so it had that much backing. And I find it funny that EA back in the 2000s was hardly ever hated on compared to nowadays, but I understand that things change. Once a company gets big, some think that they can just do whatever they want. But anyways, let's not talk about that. So yeah, after finishing this, I will be streaming Max Payne 2 throughout this month. Once I finish Max Payne 2, I'll either play Jade Empire or the original Fable. But more than likely I'll play Jade Empire, because I miss that game. It's really good. The combat is especially a little bit better than Sudeki's. And so is the role playing, but then again, that's not saying much considering that BioWare was already making a lot of good titles. So, anyways, that's it for this stream. Until next time, peace.